Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I want to talk about a subject that every SEO who has had a long enough career will have dealt with at some point, and that is, what do you do when your client site is not ranking the way that you want it to rank? Now, I have one client in particular on my roster. They are definitely in a way better spot than where they were when we started, but they're not exactly where I want them to be. There's definitely some things that I want to see better. There's a couple successes that we've had, but I would like to see more. So one of the things that I do when we've been doing everything that we normally do, we've been throwing stuff at this, and we're still not in the position that we want to be. We want to be on the first page, but if we're not on the first page, here's what we need to look at. Take another look at the search engine results. Are these keywords matching up the results that are in Google? Are they matching the content that we have on the site? Can we even match that? In some cases, and in particular in this one, there's a lot of words that we're trying to target, a lot of keywords that we're trying to target, and what Google wants to rank and what we can actually do on this site do not match up. So one of the things that I'm looking at in the second thing is, are there some longer tail keywords that we can target? Are there some pieces of content that we can create that are going to be of interest to their ideal buyers, but we don't have on the site? And maybe we can attack the problem indirectly and get some traffic from that, and this will lead to some sales and some lead generation. Another thing that we can look at too is, are we making sure that the business is in all the right business categories in Google My Business, in Yelp, in yp.com, Facebook, any of these other satellite profiles? Do they have the correct business category? Because sometimes what will happen as well is maybe we made a misread on what business category it should be in, because what they actually do is it's one thing, but what Google actually wants to rank is this other thing. And yeah, they do a portion of that, but maybe it's like 20 or 30% or 40%. It's not 60 or 80%, but still, if that's the business category, then that is what Google expects to see, and all the other sites that are there have that business category. That's something I did recently, by the way, too. I did change that up. Another thing that we can look at too is, are we missing any links? Let's take another look at what links are on the competitor sites that are outranking ours. Do they have a certain types of links? Do they have links from certain places that maybe we don't have? What can we do to replicate that? What can we do to have something similar that Google would say, this is the same pattern of having a link profile as these other sites that do well? The other thing that we can look at too is, maybe the people that are coming to the site, they're expecting to see something different than what we're showing them. So we might want to look at relaying out the pages. We might want to look at web design. We might want to look at content, and maybe there's sub pages that we need to have that we don't have. That's another thing too. Google does rank individual pages, but I believe that it does take into consideration the information on the site as a whole. What bucket does this site fall into? So those are all things that we need to look at. So reassess everything. If you aren't seeing the rankings change that you want to, just remember, the only way that you really lose at SEO is to give up and throw in the towel. If you apply enough thought and critical thinking at this, and then follow it up with effort, there's no way that you can lose this in the long run. My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. This is how I deal with things when things aren't going exactly the way that I want them to. But we're still in an okay position, but it could be better. Anyway, I'm here every day making videos on SEO. If you have a question, leave it in comments below. That's all I have for now. I'll be back tomorrow. Until next time, peace.